Hello there, and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy, and today we have our R.M.S Titanic Centenary Edition by Academy in the 1/700 scale in front of us, and this is episode 1 of me putting this thing together. It's April the 11th, which is the second day of the Titanic's doomed maiden voyage. For those of you that aren't aware, we did a What's in the Box kit review of this yesterday, and we're going to try and build this over the next 4 days and release a complete video in time for the actual sinking of the ship around about 1:15 p.m. a.m. on April the 15th. So here we go. So we've started putting a few bits together because they were very fiddly, and we put these bollards on and these air ventilation ducts on the front deck. And we've done the same on the rear deck with the addition of these little brown seats to go in, and these bollards here. I did actually pick this up from a charity shop for a tenner, and it was partially started. So I say partially started, literally a couple of these bollards and this crane had been put in. This crane is suffering from a bit of a breakage. A couple of the bollards are missing, and unfortunately one of the tops of the smokestacks is missing as well. But we're just going to try and get through all these minor inconveniences and get this damn thing built. So what we've done is we've picked off a load of parts from the sprues that we're going to try and get done in the next sort of 12 to 15 minutes. And we're going to be moving through the instruction sheet as per sections 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Minus obviously the parts that I've already done. There's 6 of these little cranes to go on. I may miss a few of those off because it's just a bit repetitive. I'll finish those later. So basically, let's just crack on with it and see how far we go. So everything in section 1, everything in section 1 has been done, apart from the main mast and this piece of rigging here and these bits here. So they're the first parts that we're going to tackle. I'm going to put these 2 cranes and these 2 little bits of superstructure in first because it's my video and I can do whatever the hell I like. I've actually already attached the davits or whatever they are to the cranes. These come as 2 pieces. So it's simply going to be a case of putting these in their holes and gluing them in place. Now what I've kind of found as a logical way to do these smaller parts was to actually glue them from behind, as you can see here, to stop getting glue all over the place. So I'm going to kind of do that again. I'm going to put a little bit on there. I'm going to stick the bit in place, and then I'm going to put some glue on the underside as well. So we've got another one of those to do. A little bit on there. Stick him in his hole. And put a bit of glue on the back. So hopefully that's going to work out. So the next bit we've got are these 2 bits of superstructure. Now as you can see, everything's got these little fixing points to guide us as to where these are supposed to go. So these are going to go in here. Not too sure why they've got a mounting point there as well. Let's just make sure. I know, because they go that way. There's going to be a front section going in there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a little bit of Tamiya cement just on the inner side of that. And later on, when I've turned the camera off, I'm probably going to nip around a lot of this with the extra thin. It's kind of an unorthodox way of doing things, I kind of realise. But when you do these things on camera, doing things the orthodox way isn't really working for me. So I'm kind of having to make these things up as I go along, because I still haven't mastered the whole process of editing in a time-efficient scale. So there we go. We've got our 2 forward-facing cranes on. We've got those 2 bits of superstructure glued, semi-glued in place. And now we're going to move on to our rather delicate looking bit of mast. So that goes in there like that. It is on an angle, So I'm going to do the same as before. A little bit of glue on there, and then I'm going to return to it later on off camera. Now we've got these bits of rigging to go on as well. Now I can see there's a couple of little tiny holes there that these are supposed to go on, so I'm going to use extra thin. But I'm not too sure whether the whole extra thin magic is going to work too well on this, because it's just such a small, yeah, it seems to work. A small area that's going to be glued. So there's that one. Can you see what I'm doing? So yeah, the general idea here is we're going to do a video every day over the next 4 days. 4 days? 4 days. I'm going to see how far we can get with this. So there we go. So that's the forward section done. So that's all section 1, because I've done all these bits. So that's all we're going to be doing with section 1 on this particular vid. So I'm going to stash that over there out the way. And we're going to move on to section 2, which is the aft section of the ship, which, as you can see again, like we've shown you, we've kind of got it semi-prepared. I've got to be honest with you, these little air ducts have been an absolute ball ache to try and get straight, and they are, I've got to be honest with you, they're a little bit wonky, but them's the breaks. So as you can see, we've got some superstructure to deal with here. The first part is this little cabin section, and that is going around this raised area here, that bit there, around these seats. So there may be a pause required here because there might be some swearing going on. That's the outside, because you can see it's got a door on it. So the doors are going to go that way. Oof, this looks hard. Maybe not, he says with a wry smile. So that's going that way. Ooh. That's going in there. Kind of hoping I've got these windows the right way up, but it's kind of hard to tell. I reckon it's going to go that way. Oh, you bugger. Yeah. Gluey mess. Not what we want. Let's try a different approach, go from the top. No, you bugger. There we go. We'll put that together. We're going to put that to one side and let it set. Whew. I'm going to take a pause because I need to have a quick smoke on that. We're back again. So we've got this piece here, which is going to fit in just there like that. So again, I'm going to go with a bit of the old standard glue, because I can. It's going to go in there. And then we've got these two sections. I'll go with the extra thin now, actually. Obviously there's going to be another deck going over there. So now we've got this sort of secondary bridge, I think this is, because you can see it's got a little wheel on it. And skipping ahead a bit here to 4. Whoops. That goes on the back. Where's it go? There. Does it go there? It goes on there like that. So I think we're just going to put a dab of glue on those two bits. And I'll glue that from the underneath later on. So we've got more of these little cranes to go in. I'll just do one of these because we've reached our 12-minute time. So there's one goes here. There's another one goes in there, and then on the other side as well. So the last thing we want to do is you just want to put this little bit of superstructure in. We'll go with the extra thin for that. And that fits in nice and snug just there. We'll play around with that in a minute, I reckon. It kind of works. Works for me anyway. And then we've got these bits of superstructure here. 12 minutes and 55 seconds. I'm sure if you've made it this far, you can watch me for another 4 minutes. So this is the main piece of superstructure here. It probably looks quite familiar to everybody. And I've got some parts that need to go on, which are I can't see what I'm doing. Pause. Right, sorry about that. So I've just figured out what I'm doing here. So these pieces are going on here. So I'm going to go with the standard cement because this is technically interior stuff. So it doesn't matter if there's a bit of glue showing. Right, that's going in there. That's going in there. That's going in there. We've got this bit here which is going on the back. Sorry if my hands are in the way here, but them's the brakes, as the Mackhams would say. That's gone in there. And I've got this last little piece. I think it goes that way. Which is going on the front here. Just like that. He says as this wall falls over. Right, so we've got all that together. And we've got our aft and our front section together. I hope everything was on camera there, because it's kind of hard building these things up when the camera's on. But we got what we wanted to do. 16 minutes. I hope it didn't bore you too much. Thanks very much for watching. Please do check us out tomorrow, because we'll be doing another section of this. And if you haven't caught it, please do have a look at the what's in the box video for this. There will be a link in the description bar, which will do a sort of Titanic build for the next 6 days. So if you click on the link, you'll be able to see what we've done previously and what we do after this as well. So thanks very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and as always, be seeing you.